Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 2026 International Youth Talk with the main topic of why young people should care about agriculture. My name is Shafira, and I will be assisting you as the Master of Ceremony for today's event. So, for today's event, we have the topic of why young people should care about agriculture. Today's topic is very important because agriculture is the source of our food and our future. And as challenges grow, young people have an important role in shaping what comes next. So, hopefully, through this session, we hope to open new perspectives and also inspire you to see agriculture as also an opportunity and not just a formal field of work. But before I start the event, I would like to encourage everyone to open your camera and also use the virtual background that my college has provided in the chat box. Okay, so without further ado, let us start the event. Okay, I will start with the event introduction first. So the International Youth Talk is a dynamic online platform dedicated to empower the global youth community to take an active role in shaping a sustainable future. This event is organized by CIMOTED, UNESCO International Research and Training Center for Rural Education, or UNESCO Enroll, and co-hosted by PASITA. And also, this program is an initiative serving as a flagship program under the China Asian Technical Education Cooperation, or KTP. Through collaborative efforts, the program fosters meaningful dialogue, cross-cultural understanding, and also innovative solutions among young leaders worldwide to inspire them in contributing to global sustainability goals. Next, I will explain about our schedule for today's event. So first, I will introduce the presenter school for today's event. And then after that, we will hear the opening remark for today's event. And followed by that will be the main session, which is the presentation session and also Q&A sessions will be divided into two sessions. And after that, the event will be concluded by a group photo. Okay, so we have four schools for today's event. The first school is from University Putra Malaysia from Malaysia. And the second school, we have Asian Institute of Technology, Thailand. And the third school, we have Capiz State University, the Philippines. And also the last school, we have a team from Universitas Riau, Indonesia. Okay, now that I have introduced the presenter school to the participants, we will now hear an opening remark from Mr. Tim Forn. He is the Head of Research and Development Division from CIMOTED. For Mr. Tim Forn, the time and screen are yours, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Moderator, for introducing me. So, very good afternoon, everybody, and especially the distinguished participant for joining us today from the globe. And good afternoon. This is my great honor and pleasure to open this fourth International Expert Sharing meeting as the head of research and development division at the CIMOTED. My daily focus is on we can modernize technical education to meet the demand of a rapidly changing world. Today, we gather under a theme that is not just timely, but vital for, survival and prosperity of our regional economies, smart agriculture training for rural development. As we move through 2026, we are witnessing a paradigm shift in the global food system. We are no longer operating in an era where traditional farming method alone can sustain our growing population or withstand the volatility of a changing climate. The smart agriculture does not merely refer to the use of drone, Internet of Things sensor, or AI, artificial intelligence. It refers to the intelligence of our approach, how we use data to conserve water, how we use technology to reduce labor-intensive burdens, and how we use connectivity to bring rural farmer into the heart of global value chain. However, technology without training is a tool without a hand. We have found that the greatest barrier to rural development is not the lack of technology, but the skill gap. If our rural workforce is not trained to operate, maintain, and analyze the smart system, the digital divide will only grow wider. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, the meetings serve as a critical bridge. We have brought together our four eminent speakers from different geographical and technical backgrounds to provide what I call practical intelligence. Today's session is structured to be comprehensive. We aren't just looking at what of the technology, but how of implementation. First, technical integration. How do we practically apply smart tools in rural, often how bandit environments? Second, pedagogical innovation. How do we, as educators, leaders, researchers, policymakers, design training programs that are accessible to farmers who have been working the land up for decades? And the third, economic sustainability. How does the training lead to real rural development, poverty reduction, and food security? To our eminent participants and ladies and gentlemen, you are the most important part of the question. Whether you are a student, a fellow researcher, a policymaker, I urge you to look at today's presentation through a practical lens. Ask yourself, how can this specific insight be adapted to your local community? Finally, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to our four experts. Sharing your expertise for 15 minutes may seem very short, very brief, but the seed of knowledge you plant today has the potential to grow into a harvest of innovation across Asian region and beyond. At Simultech, we believe that technical education is the engine of rural transformation. Let's use the afternoon to fuel the engine. Now, I officially declare the 2026 for International Expert Sharing Meeting open. I look forward to the insight, the discussion, and the collaborative future we are building today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Tim Forn, for the very warm yet very inspiring opening remark. Now, we will hear an opening remark from UNESCO Enrolled, but first I will explain to you about the UNESCO Enrolled itself. So the UNESCO International Research and Training Center for Rural Education, or UNESCO Enrolled, was established by UNESCO and the Chinese government in 1994 to promote sustainable socio-economic development in rural areas. As a Category 2 center under the auspices of UNESCO, Enroll's research and training activities concentrate on education for rural transformation. As for the opening remark from UNESCO Enroll, we will hear from Dr. Zhao Yuqi. He is an executive director from UNESCO Enroll. But unfortunately, Dr. Zhao cannot join us today, but we will hear from him through the video that will be shared from my college.
for Education to warmly welcome you, distinguished guests, colleagues, and dear friends. Good afternoon. It is my great pleasure, on behalf of UNESCO International Research and Training Center for Education, to warmly welcome you to the 4th International Youth Talk. I would like to express our sincere appreciation to Simultech China ASEAN Technical Education Cooperation Platform, Go Study Global Education, and the Pasita Foundation for making this event possible. Meanwhile, I would like to thank all the participants for joining us today. We are delighted to see young people from different regions of the world engaging in dialogue agriculture, a topic that is increasingly relevant to our shared future. Rural areas are at the heart of sustainable development and global poverty reduction. Today, over 40% of the world's population is in rural areas, contributing in vital ways to global food security and health of our ecosystems. At the same time, these areas are home to nearly 3/4 of the world's extreme poor, many surviving on less than $3 per day. Yet beyond these challenges, rural areas are rich in potential. They are home to diverse cultures, natural resources, and strong community ties. They are also spaces of innovation where new opportunities engage in areas such as green agriculture, clean energy, and ecotourism. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, with its 17 goals, was adopted in 2015. With only 5 years remaining until 2030, there is a growing need to accelerate efforts and unlock the full potential of rural communities in order to promote inclusive, resilient, and sustainable development in rural areas. We believe young people are part of the solution, bringing fresh ideas, energy, and new perspectives to reimagine agriculture and rural development. Today, with the rise of digital technologies, social media, and innovations in AI, opportunities for youth to get involved expanding, whether through new approaches to agriculture, entrepreneurship, or by raising awareness and promoting more sustainable ways of living. Since 1994, England has been promoting sustainable rural development through capacity building, research, and advocacy. We are also placing growing emphasis on youth engagement and action, recognizing young people as key drivers of sustainable rural transformation.
Everyone, I think we might experience a little delay with Dr. Zhao's video. Maybe we can wait a little until the video is reloaded again. Okay, everyone, I think since we have heard partially from Dr. Zhao's opening remark, I think we can move on to our main session. Once again, thank you very much for Dr. Zhao for sending us the opening remark, even through virtually. Now I will back to share my screen again. Once again, I apologize for the inconvenience. Okay, now we are going to move into our session, which is the presentation session. And once again, the topic is why young people should care about agriculture. So every presenter is suggested to explain topic from different perspectives. Now we can move on to the first round. So the first round will be from University Putra Malaysia and also Asian Institute of Technology, Thailand. So first, for the first team, we will welcome Miss Emi Afila binti Tumin and also Miss Nur Ain Syuhada binti Jamain Sukor. So for the team from University Putra Malaysia, the time and screen are yours.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon. I bid to everyone in this meeting. I am Amy Afilam Ditumin, and my friend Miss Nur Ain Syuhada binti Jamain Syukur from University Putra Malaysia would like to present to you on our talk with the theme Why Young People Should Care About Agriculture, and our title, A Call for Gen Z. So I would love this topic to be a different version from what you would think of. And I would like maybe some live engagement with our viewers. If you are able to raise your hands when you relate to my statements, please do raise your hands. Okay, moving on to the next slide. So I would like to ask anyone in this meeting, do you like food? Like anyone here who is a big foodie? Because honestly, from my side, next slide, please. From my side, I really like them. So there are a lot of food nowadays that are very popular. So maybe next slide, I would like to maybe anticipate everyone. Next slide, please. So maybe you are aware of this very trendy cookie known as Choco Dubai cookie, or maybe other food such as this fried chicken looking very scrumptious in every K-drama that we are seeing, or maybe our right near to our heart, kueh bom in Malaysia we call, or maybe in Indonesia we call it as onde onde, and maybe in other countries we call it as mochi, and then we have some gyoza with different variations known as dumpling, dim sum, and whatnot. And we also have very good sweets traditionally right into our heart, such as laddu and other different desserts that just makes us feel this is what life is worth living for. And do you realize that all of these are made from agricultural product? They are made from rice starch, they are made from flour, they are made with eggs and with meat and with whatever vegetables and grains that we not found, but we also culture with the heart and with our soul of the farmers. But what if one day your table is empty? And you might ask, why? And this would lead to a population uproar asking, where is my food? And food is getting too expensive. And just like someone just mentioned earlier in the chat, food is necessity. No food, no happiness. And honestly, I agree with that. Next slide. But this comes to the question, why does this happen? Why does food become such a scarcity that this may lead to everyone's being heart being in an uneasy place? Next slide. So food security in general can be summed into these equations. There are different reasons on why food security is a bit of an issue, because right now the world is increasing in population. We are expected to increase the population by 9.8 billion by the according to the United Nations report, which is 30% increase over the years. And then adding with the food instability as well as the changing weathers, you know that all this global warming and whatnot, these are all contributing to the increasing price of food. Next slide, please. So this leads to an increase in the food price, which makes us day to day having to count the money inside our wallet. But here is the tea, ladies and gentlemen. The agriculture industry is changing and has changed throughout the years. From something that is called as dirty, sweaty, and making everyone is tired, things have taken a change. The agriculture 5.0 is able to reduce all of these misconceptions regarding agriculture. So this would lead to an increase in money as well as in your aura, or basically your vibe. But all in all, agriculture is basically an interconnection between something that you can love and what the world needs and what you can be paid for and what you can be good at. So agriculture is definitely, for me, myself, is the intersection and what the Japanese call is as ikigai of our life. So when you pursue something that is able to tick off all these boxes, you would lead to a better quality of life. So that I conclude that is why agriculture is important. Thank you. Moving on to my friend.
Hello and good afternoon to the respective audience, the organizers of this program, and my fellow representatives from other universities. I'm Shuhada, representing University Putra Malaysia. We'll now proceed to the next part of our presentation. Since we are here to discuss about why young generation should care about agriculture, let me share you a bit of my inspiration to venture myself in agriculture. I've been involving in agriculture since high school, and all came from my agriculture subject teacher who inspired me to get myself into agriculture rather than boring class learning. Since then, I fell in love with agriculture and manifesting myself to get into the most prestigious agriculture university in Malaysia, which is University Putra Malaysia. And now it's like a dream come true. I'm here talking about agriculture representing my university. Then I keep on learning and explore about agriculture during my university year, and now I'm going through my internship at a sustainable precision agriculture company and meet lots of communities who care about agriculture. So that's all about my inspiration. But now let me give some inspiration for our young generation's audience to join agriculture and living it. So as we all know, agriculture that people nowadays always think about is like dirty jobs, dirty clothes, dirty hands, tiring, hot, sweats, poor education people's job, the job for old people's, and also chicken poop. That's all Gen Zs right now knows. But some of us also know that agriculture is far beyond that. We have moved to Industrial Revolution 4.0 and agriculture have revolutionized too. We have inventions of agriculture's technologies, drones, advanced machineries, automations, biotechnology, control environment, GIS, mapping, and much more coming. Maybe not all countries have experienced this, but there are changes being made by people who care about agriculture. That is why, in order to carry on with this revolution in agriculture, we need more people, we need more Gen Zs and talented people who care about agriculture to support this development. The more people, especially young generations, care and involved in agriculture in any ways, whether through education, research, innovations, and even the basic backyard farming, we could face many challenges coming towards us in securing food security, as mentioned by my friend, that there will be huge increasing amount of people that need to be fed in the future. With knowledge and education that these young generations have, we can support more innovations in agriculture and educate more community about the importance of agriculture in our life. Not just sustaining food security, we also can face climate changes that give big impacts on agricultural activities by implementing sustainable agriculture practice that can also improve environmental sustainability. Here we can see how important agriculture is in our life, and it contributes quite a lot in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, or also known as SDGs. We have such as zero hunger, no poverty, climate action, and many more. So I'm almost at the end of my words, but before I end it, allow me to share one thought that I always held on. So this thought is like, we can create a doctor, we can create a surgeon, we can build teachers, architects, firefighters, and even send an astronaut up to the space. But without a pair of farmers' hands who produces food, all of them will not be working well either, because all of us need foods to live. I think that is all. And I hope that me and my partner have given some motivations to all of you to keep caring about the future of agriculture. Thank you, and that's all from us, the representative of University Putra Malaysia, berilmu berbakti with knowledge we serve. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for the representatives from University Putra Malaysia. That was a very engaging and also insightful presentation. I also love the fact that you guys add your own share of experiences in the presentation, just so you guys could have like a strong reference for the participants. Yeah, your presentation was really good. Okay, thank you, and you may stop screen sharing now. Now we are going to move on to the next team. Please wait as I share my screen. The next team will be from Asian Institute of Technology, Thailand. We will have Mr. Bobo, Mr. MD Mostake Ahmed, and Ms. Tahmina Akhter to share your materials. So without further ado, the time and screen are yours.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yes, please start. We have see you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. We feel honored to take part the youth talk, focus in agriculture. Myself, Bobo, I'm a star student along with two my PhD fellows, Tahmina Akhter and Muhammad Mostake Ahmed, presenting today under the dedicated supervision of Dr. Hayat Ullah from Asian Institute of Technology, Thailand. And we firmly believe that empowering youth as catalysts can lead to a sustainable agriculture and beat zero hunger war. Agriculture is the foundation of human life, supplying almost 80% of our food, required nutrition and survival through employment. Beyond the plate, agriculture provides clothing, medicine, shelter, and is a vital engine for other industries like biofuels, cosmetics, and obviously providing income generation. We are facing a massive demographic hurdle. We need to produce 56% more food comparing to 2010 to feed nearly 10 billion people by 2050. To do this sustainably, we need to conserve our resources and lower emission by using innovative technologies. While the Green Revolution saw a dramatic increase in cereal production, through breeding experience rising almost 3 times within 50 years. But now we are reaching in a plateau with narrow growth rate. Still, we are in deficit considering global agricultural productivity. Need to reach the green line by ensuring 14% sharper growth rate, which will be 45% higher in case of low-income countries. Furthermore, cultivable land has decreasing day by day, becomes more challenging to meet the deficit in production.
Thank you, Bobo. So this is Tahmina Akhtar. I'm the PhD fellow of the Asian Institute of Technology, as well as scientific officer of Bangladesh Research Institutes. So now, let me briefly highlight the major challenges facing agriculture today. So climate change is one of the most critical threats. So including the rising temperature, extreme weather are already reducing the crop yields. So while drought can cause losses of up to 30% or more. As shown in the figures, the climate-related disasters are increasing globally, especially in the vulnerable regions like the Asia. So climate change is already affecting the agriculture and threatening food security worldwide. In addition, the abiotic stresses like the drought, salinity, flooding affect a large portion of the agricultural land and make production more unpredictable. Biotic stresses such as the pest, disease, and weeds also contribute significantly to crop losses. At the same time, nearly 1/3 of the global food production is lost or wasted due to the post-harvest issues. So improving storage, processing, and distribution system is just as increasing the production. Another major concern is the overuse of natural resources. The agriculture consumes about 70% of global fresh water, while the land degradation is reducing the productivity. We are also facing the labor crisis as fewer young people are threatening as well as entering the agriculture. So these challenges clearly show that the agriculture is under increasing the pressure. So that's about my part. So now I will hand over my another group member who explain how to youth can address these challenges. Thank you.
Thank you, Tahmina, for giving me the floor. Now, I'm talking about youth in agriculture. Myself as Mustaq Ahmed, here studying a PhD fellow. So we know that the youth are the driving force for rightly addressing the upcoming challenges in agriculture because they're innovative, energetic, early adopters, and technologically sound. Almost 1/3 of global populations are young. So youth are key change agents in agricultural production, can rightly utilize the technology and function as the next generation producers, processors, service providers, as well as consumers. For successful journey from food deficit to food sufficient world, without hampering our environment, we need to focus on climate smart agriculture as well as sustainable agricultural initiatives. Youth become key players of such technology-driven farming practices. Youth possesses digital and soft skills for effectively using technologies like Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, big data, and cloud computing, and have wider adaptability to new technologies. Their innovation and openness to new tools and techniques enable faster adoption, smarter decision-making, and the transformation of farming into a more efficient and sustainable system. Like precision farming ensures judicious uses of natural resources and other inputs by variable rate technology through GIS and remote sensing with different advanced tools and implements. There are extreme scarcity of human labor and animal drift that demands mechanization in every segment of crop production. Here, a diagrammatic representation of 9-event system and complete automation cycle in modern sugarcane farming is shown. Here we see that each steps require sophisticated tools and techniques for modernization or for mechanization of our farming that only possible by educated youth. So youth can contribute to automated farming by applying digital skills to operate programs and manage technologies such as sensors, drones, and AI-driven systems for real-time monitoring and decision-making. So they can drive innovation by developing smart farming solutions that improve efficiency, reduce labor, and enhance sustainability. So there are lots of opportunities for our youth. They can boost agricultural production by adopting modern technologies such as precision farming, improved crop management, and climate smart practices to increase efficiency and yield. They also create opportunity through agripreneurship, innovation, and value addition, enhancing productivity and market access. They also can contribute to global policy framework and leadership. From our Department of Agricultural System and Engineering at AIT, beside academic programs, several projects and training programs have been performed especially for youth. There are over thousands of young farmers, school-going students and university students, together with some young professionals, have been trained on digital agriculture and agro-meteorological forecast and using in ICT in agriculture, and especially emphasis with the young school-going kids and also young women also. But we have so many limitations because in agriculture we are losing the youth from agriculture. Firstly, the negative social perception, low income, and low status are the major hindering issues which limit youth to enter in agricultural production. Because the first thing that no farmers and agricultural professionals willing to bring their next generation in the same profession or same work due to such insecurity and negative perception of society. And on the other hand, the climate change further increases the vulnerability and the production rates so that youth can fear about entering in agriculture and they easily switch to different other jobs and they are searching for decent life in cities, so that we lose. Now the current world, the most challenging thing is to involve youth in agriculture towards the 5th generation agriculture. So that we need to take care about this issue. We need to focus some key issues to how can we accommodate more youth in agriculture. That it's imperative to build our perception first through motivation and proper education. We need to incorporate some social norms as well as from family and from the education. We need to incorporate some course that this is the main issue for food, so that we can encourage youth to involve in agricultural production, as well as their interest, that how they can get benefited from the commercial agriculture and as well as for the well-being of the society. So the commercialization of agriculture that supports agripreneurship and agri startups through the youth-friendly policies and incentives will be helpful to attract youth toward the agricultural production. So if we can properly address the youth to ensure the decent life in agriculture also, because now the agriculture becomes more smarter and it can possible to lead a decent life with agriculture also, then we can rightly address the problem that more youth can enter into the agricultural production system, and by this way we can shift it to the modern agriculture, that is the 5th generation agriculture. So that's all from our side. Thank you for patient sharing and cooperation. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you very much, representatives from Asian Institute of Technology. That was a very insightful presentation. Yeah, I think your presentation are full of rich data, but you explained it very well to the participants to make it more understandable. Okay, thank you very much. Now we will move on to our next session, which is the Q&A session. Okay, please wait as I share my slide. To all the participants who have questions, you guys can ask in the chat box as I will read them out for you guys. And in the meantime, as we wait the other questions, I think I have seen some questions here. Maybe we can start with a question from Mr. Ugyen Sewang from Bhutan. I think he asks, agriculture aspects, particularly farming, is not opted by present youth. What are some of the motivational strategies that can be used with Gen Z? Maybe I would like to invite Tim from Asian Institute of Technology to answer this question first.
Sorry, we don't pick up the question, please.
Yes, it's a question from Ugyen Sewang. It's in the chat box. He asked, agricultural aspects, particularly farming, is not opted by present youths. What are some of the motivational strategies that can be used with Gen Z?
Actually, we prefer want to show some motivational activities to youth for the automated farming, like using IoT, precision agriculture, and by this way, it can be flourished to others. Then other can come to see, and if government give the incentives and the policy to spread to others, then the youth can feel that they can do a unique job, unique task that can be visible by others, that can be appreciated by others. Only when they can feel interested to come enter to agriculture. Otherwise, if we think about our previous mindset that agriculture is the dirty things, agriculture is the poorer things, agriculture is the less income generating things, so that it can make a fear about to youth to come that can hinder to enter into the agriculture. That's okay.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing your perspective. Maybe another members from Asian Institute of Technology wanted to add or maybe add additional perspectives.
What motivational strategies need to?
Okay, if not, maybe we can move on to the next question. Okay, I think I see a question from Johanna. This is for the UPM team. So she has two questions, but I will read the first one. So within your slides, you mentioned about political instability and changing weather. From your experience or knowledge, can you share us a real example where these factors can affect food production or supply? I would like to invite team from UPM to answer Johanna's question.
So, hello, Johanna. I would like to thank you for the question. So, first of all, regarding the political instability and changing weather, one of the most common experience that we all had is during COVID. So, I think during COVID, I can only say from Malaysian perspective, we have had MCO, which means that we are restricted from traveling even across cities. So, when that occurred, basically the prices of normal commodities like even eggs have tripled down. And this has caused immense pressure towards everyone within the country. And on top of that, the recent political instability in other countries that are where there are some areas that are going through war, and these have caused whatever commodities that are exported to Malaysia is heavily impacted. As an example, the grains from Ukraine is impacted, is causing quite a damage for us Malaysian cattle farmers, because we rely on this grain for our feed. So that actually translated into higher beef and also poultry products in Malaysia. So in terms of weather changes, we all know that the weather right now is very unstable. Even right now, as I'm doing my internship, we are in Kedah, Malaysia, the heat wave, and suddenly the rain, and then when it rains, there's flooding, there's flash flood and whatnot. It definitely causes our pest infection to be in higher rate, and that causes us to supply less to the market. And I think this is a very it sounds simple, like pest infection increases due to higher precipitation, but the effect once it comes down to the consumer is definitely more pronounced. So yeah, that is for the first question.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Amy, for answering. Oh, Ms. Nurain wanted to add something. Okay, please go ahead.
Hello. I'd like to add something, but I found a question on top of the Miss Johanna, I guess. The question from Chacha. I'm sorry if I mispronounce. Chacha asked that yep, our presentation introduces Agriculture 5.0 with drones, urban farming, and autonomous machines. And what are our thoughts about using advanced technology in agriculture? Do we see more benefits or challenges? So as I mentioned, and me and my friends are now in internship, and now we are in a state that plants more paddy fields, runs paddy fields cultivation. So for now, we have seen people use spray drones for spraying pesticides to the paddy fields, and it is so helpful for the farmers. And we can see that the one that operating the drones itself is a senior citizen, which is such a great great one to see that a people aged around 60s can fly a drone of spray a drone to spray pesticides to his plots. So it saved much more energy and much more time to the farmers, and I think that is one of the benefits. And for the challenges, maybe sometimes we have like quite problems problems with the internet connection when we use IoT systems in our fertigations. So that's why we need more expertise to cater this problem for internet and all the IoT things. So I hope that my answer can give a clear view to Miss Chacha and everybody. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Ms. Nurain, for answering Chacha's question. So using advanced technology, even though it came with benefits, there is also still a challenge that must be faced in order for the implementation. Yeah. Okay. And once again, I would like to thank Ms. Emmy for answering Johanna's previous question. For Johanna, I hope it answers your curiosity. Yeah. Maybe we can move on to the upper question. This is a question from Mr. Nguyen Baukang. Nowadays, agriculture requires a huge amount of energy to actually work. If sustainable energy cannot catch up with those demands, do you guys think it will not help protect the environment, but instead causing great damage to it? I think I might invite team from Asian Institute of Technology to answer Mr. Nguyen's question.
Sorry, who is question? Mr. Miyaka.
The question is from Mr. Nguyen Baukang.
Sorry, we don't found. This is. At last, would you please repeat the question, please, for me? I don't get the.
Yes, I will repeat the question once again. So nowadays, agriculture requires a huge amount of energy to actually work. If sustainable energy cannot catch up with those demands, do you guys think it will not help protect the environment, but instead causing great damage to it?
Yeah, actually, agriculture consumes lots of energy, but now the time for the sustainable energy, like different countries start their irrigation project with the solar irrigation system, automated solar irrigation. And this is the project from the ED and FAO also. There is very, like in Indian subcontinent, like Bangladesh, India, Pakistan have the project of ICAR and the ED collaborative project, and one is the from FAO project that is very popular with the solar irrigation system, and another use irrigation, we use the rain gauze and the like the rainwater harvesting system, and the freshwater irrigation system with rather using the subsoil irrigation, because due to using subsoil irrigation we need more power, and I think we need to more focus on the renewable energy, renewable sources, especially from the hydro and solar power, as my perspective. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mosaki Ahmad, for answering Nguyen's question. Maybe we can move on to the other questions. This is another question from Chacha to AIT team. Your presentation talks about agriculture 5.0 and technologies like AI, IoT, and robotics. In developing country, how do you think farmers are able to achieve access to these technologies for their farming activities?
Okay, thank you. Actually, the fifth generation agriculture is not for our existing farmer in developing countries. But if we need to attract youth, a government can set a combined policy that they can provide the training, incentives, and the startup funds with the modern tools and techniques, especially for the like for the export-oriented farming, like by maintaining the gap, that is the good agricultural practices. If we select region-wise some youth for the practicing gap and for the export-oriented farming, so that others also can see those type of automated farming, those type of mechanized farming, the other youth can come to visit, and then they will indirectly inspired. So for now, actually, for developing countries, though it's challenging to use it in all farming, but we say that it's not for all. It's for the selective farming and for the commercial farm to attract youth and to motivate again to the rest of youth, so that there is a transition period from this current agriculture to the fifth generation agriculture or fully mechanized agriculture. So we are in transition period. So we just need to start up this type of things with our youth, and government can set a package for them for encouraging youth for entering in agriculture. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. MD Mostake Ahmad. So there needs to be a collaboration
Another question.
between
Another
youth
question
and
of
government.
him. Ideas support. You shared many ideas to support youth in agriculture, such as training, funding, and policy support. Oh yeah, I already said that. It's no one is more important. It's we need actually a complete package. That for encouraging youth, we need a complete package that youth can get the education, youth can get the motivation, youth can get the policy support, that is incentive and startup funding, and as well as there is a link up of such technology driven and export oriented farming, or especially for high value crops, so that it can be profitable, as well as the living standard and their feelings that they can enter into a supreme like a good and decent job, so that it will encourage youth to starting this type of work. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So you've played an important role, in this addressing the issues that have been asked by Chacha. Okay, and maybe since we still have a little time, maybe I would like to invite Tim from UPM to answer Johanna's second question, from previous questions. So for the second question, she asked about agriculture is often seen as dirty, sweaty, and tiring work. From your perspective, what can be the root cause of this problem? And do you think this perception affects young people's interest in agriculture?
Okay, so for this question, I would say the root cause of this problem, from my personal opinion and my perspective, is that in Malaysia, that perception stayed consistent over the years when we were colonized by other countries. So when we were colonized, we were segregated by our race, and these races they were situated at different locations within the country due to what we do best. As an example, for our race, Malay, we are situated at the village to do this agriculture work. And then we have the Chinese doing the trading businesses and also doing the silver and also tin lumbing. And also the Indians are doing the rubber industry tapping, so rubber tapping. So this perception has stayed consistent over the years, and it became like almost a tradition on what our race are expected to do. So this, I would say, it definitely does affect on how young people think of agriculture. Because when we say, oh, you're going back to the village, what are you going to do? What job are you going to do? Are you just going to do farming and whatnot? And they see this as something like, a step down from living in the city. And I do think that while they are not wrong, but I do think for us, Gen Z, maybe we can find just like how in TikTok, you can make something looks better with proper marketing and proper branding. I think farming can also get that, and once it has been exposed that, this whole homesteading, this whole farming gets a new name, not a new name, but a new image attached to it, it could be more attractive for the young people to actually join the industry and, maybe live a slow life, but maybe that is actually what we all need. Instead of going every day and taking the public transport, being in jam all the time, maybe there are some attractiveness in this life where what we are doing is something that we know it is something meaningful, and it is something like I've mentioned in my slides earlier. It gives you purpose, it can give you money, it's what the world needs. So yeah, maybe that sense can be more attractive to young people if you are able to brand the agriculture itself into a better light. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Miss Amy, for sharing your perspective. It was very detailed. Yeah, I learned the root cause of the problem that Johanna was asking is due to historical problem. Yeah. Okay, and maybe Miss Nurain would like to add your opinion.
I guess to change the minds from being back to the roots. So we need evolutions on how people thinking right now. And now we have changed, we have think further with the informations that we get online, and we can get many information and education about agriculture to change what have been done before for a better future of agriculture. I think my friends, my partner have explained better about for answering these questions. Then that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Nurain, for adding your additional perspectives. Yeah. Okay, everyone, I think we can wrap up the first Q&A session. Once again, thank you to team from University Putra Malaysia and Asia Institute of Technology for sharing your materials as well as answering the questions from people in the chat box. Okay, now we can move on to the next session, which is another presentation session, but from different team. So for the second presentation session, we will have Capiz State University from the Philippines and also Universitas Riau Indonesia. But first, we will hear the presentation from Capiz State University for Ms. Rizalin Sardania and Ms. Fernie Chanvila. The time and screen are yours.
So good day, everyone. I am Fernie Chanvila, and we are the youth advocates from the Philippines with my team member, Rizalin Sardania.
I'm sorry, Ms. Fernie, can you turn up your volume of voice? I think we cannot hear you clearly.
Do you hear me?
Yes, okay, it's good now.
All right. Yes, by the way, good day to everyone. We are joining from the beautiful island of the Philippines, and my name is Rizalin C. Sardania, and I'm here with me, Miss Fernie Cham Villa, and we are from the Capiz State University, Burias campus, Burias Mambusaw Capiz from the Philippines. And we are the youth advocates from the Philippines. And today we're here to talk about something that feeds us, all about agriculture. It's your turn, Fern.
Is my screen okay?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So before we begin, I want you to think about something simple. Your last meal, the rice you ate, the vegetables, the meat, all of it came from somewhere, and behind that somewhere is a system we rarely notice, yet cannot live without. It's agriculture. It is quiet, often unseen, but it is always present in our lives.
Next slide, please. And today I am not just here to talk about agriculture. We are here to challenge the way you see it. Because this is not just about farmers, crops, or land. This is all about survival, responsibility, and the future. So as you listen, you don't just hear our words. Could you please try to ask yourself, honestly, where do I stand in all of this? And more importantly, why should you care or why should I care? Next slide, please. Fern.
So, goods na lang. What if the next global hero isn't someone famous, but someone you've never even noticed? Not a celebrity, but also not an influencer, but a farmer. In a world that celebrates visibility, we often ignore the people who quietly keep us alive. We admire those who entertain us, but we forget those who sustain us. Because at the end of the day, fame cannot feed you. Popularity cannot sustain life, and agriculture does. It feeds billions, supports economies, and sustains entire nations, including ours. So maybe the question is not who is famous, but who is essential, and maybe, just maybe, the real heroes have been in the fields all along.
Next slide, please, Fern. Thank you. And let's all be honest, many people don't see agriculture this way. Instead, they see it's all as boring, difficult, and without a future, right? Oh, hold on, someone's calling me. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. So again, most of the people see agriculture as often boring. They say that it's only for poor people, for those who have no other choices, just planting. They say as if it requires no skill, you have no intelligence, no vision. And sometimes we even laugh at it. I started out with nothing and still have most of it. It sounds funny, but it reveals something serious, right? And a mindset that undervalues the very thing that feeds us. And when a generation begins to look down on agriculture, it doesn't just lose interest, it risks losing its connection to life itself.
So let's strip everything down to the truth. No farmer equals no food, and no food equals no future. It's that simple, but and I know you can survive without many things, but you cannot survive without food. And without agriculture, food does not exist. This is not just an industry, but it is a foundation of our existence. Every single day that we wake up and eat is because someone chose to farm, to plant, and to harvest. And if fewer people choose the path, then what happens to the rest of us? The future is not guaranteed and it is grown. Without agriculture, there is nothing to grow.
Next slide, please, Fern. Thank you. So let's break the stereotype, the traditional versus modern. It's time to break the stereotype that agriculture is stuck in the past. Yes, traditional farming exists, rich in culture, wisdom, and history. It tells us the story of where we came from. And agriculture did not stop there, it really evolves. Today, agriculture is powered by science, driven by business, and transformed by technology. It is innovation, it is strategy, opportunity, and it is no longer about surviving. It is about thriving. And if we continue to see it is just planting, then we are missing the bigger picture, a future full of potential.
So look at agriculture today. and you will see something very different from what people imagine, right? Drones flying over the fields, sensors measuring soil health, GPS systems guiding precision farming. This is no longer just about manual workforce alone. This is intelligent data and innovation at work. Farmers today are not just laborers. They are decision makers, analysts, and entrepreneurs. They use technology to increase productivity, reduce waste, and respond to challenges in real time. Agriculture is no longer behind, it is moving forward, and it is calling for a generation that understands both technology and responsibility.
And why youth matters. Why youth matters, here is the reality. Farmers are, or I mean, our farmers are getting older and fewer young people are stepping in. The people who feed us today may not be able to do it forever. And if no one replaces them, we are not just facing a problem, we are facing a total crisis. This is very common, not someday, not in the future, but now. Because agriculture does not need passive observers, it needs active participants. So please try to ask yourself, if not us, the youth, then who? And if not now, then when? The future is not waiting, it neither should we.
So agriculture today faces a critical challenge. The aging farmer, right? There is a lot of countries that are now facing this one challenge as well. And as shown in the infographic, over 50% of farmers are 55 years old and above, while only 15% are under 35. This is the sad reality. This growing imbalance threatens food security as experienced farmers retire with no one to replace them. Yet, the image also offers hope by promoting a new version of agriculture. Because on one side, this stands the elderly farmer representing decades of experience and deep knowledge of the land, wisdom that cannot be learned from textbook. On the other side is the youth, equipped with a new energy, ideas, and technology like drones and data analysis. The future of agriculture depends on working together. Tradition and innovation are not opponents, but partners. If young people step into farming and learn from elders while bringing modern tools, agriculture can become both sustainable and progressive. In short, promoting agriculture means honoring the past while embracing the future and ensuring that knowledge is passed and on technology is embraced to feed the next generation.
Next slide, please, Fern. Thank you. So as you can see, agriculture as a global opportunity. Agriculture is not small, it is global. It connects continents, economies, and communities. From Asia to Europe to Africa, agriculture shapes industries, influences trade, and sustains billions of lives. It is one of the most powerful forces in the world, yet one of the most being underestimated. And within this global system are endless opportunities, whether in business or research, sustainability, or technology, there is a place for you. Agriculture is not limited. It is expanding. It is not outdated. It is evolving. And those who choose to be part of it are not falling behind. They are stepping into the future.
Now, let's move on to the role of the youth in food security and innovation. First, youth are considered the future leaders in agriculture. Their energy and willingness to learn ensure that agriculture sector continues to grow and adapt over time. Second, they contribute to food security by helping meet the increasing demand for food. As the population grows, the involvement of young people becomes essential in maintaining a stable food supply. Third, youth brings innovation. They move or they are more open to using modern technologies and new farming methods, making agriculture more efficient and productive. Number fourth is that youth bring innovation. They are fourth, is they promote sustainability. Many young farmers are adopting environmentally unfriendly practices that protect natural resources while still producing enough food. And lastly, their participation helps build strong agricultural systems with their involvement. The entire food chain becomes more resilient and capable of facing future challenges.
Next slide, please, Fern. Thank you. So as you can see, we have a lot of opportunities in agriculture, and these are all the possible endless possibilities. It is our growing future. So with these different opportunities, agriculture is no longer limited to planting and harvesting. The infographic opportunities in agriculture redefines the field as a world of endless possibilities. As its center, two farmers overlook a vast field at sunrise, symbolizing hope and the future. Surrounding them are 8 key opportunities that modernize the industry. We have the agribusiness and entrepreneurship turns food production into profitable ventures. Modern and smart farming uses drones, sensors, and automation to boost efficiency. We have this research and innovation develops climate resilient crops and sustainable practices. We also have this agriculture education and extension trains communities with new skills. Next is the global trade and export connects local farms to international markets. And also we have the digital agriculture and content creation uses social media to promote and sell products. Food processing and value addition transforms raw crops into high value goods like jams and cheese, and also this environmental and sustainable agriculture, which protects the planet through organic and eco-friendly methods. So we have here the bottom line, which says it best. Says it best. Agriculture is more than farming. It is a world of opportunity for today and the future. So this image promotes agriculture as a diverse, tech-driven, and profitable career path that invites the next generation to innovate and lead. So the question is no longer...
Apologies. I think you may conclude the material because we have reached the 10-minute time of presentation.
Yes, we're almost done, Mom. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, we're almost done.
So the future of food does not depend on chance, it depends on choice. The choices we make today will determine whether agriculture continues to thrive or begins to decline. Thank you for your time and attention. But more than that, thank you for listening with an open mind, because understanding agriculture is not just about gaining knowledge, it is about gaining perspective. I hope that...
And yes, we hope that when you leave here today, you don't just remember this talk, but you carry its message to all of you. And please don't forget that agriculture is not just about farming, it is about life. And if it is all about life, then it is something worth caring for, protecting, and being part of it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you very much, team from Capital State University, Ms. Razelyn and Ms. Fernie, for the very impactful presentation. Yeah, I really like the way that you guys address common yet also challenging perceptions about agriculture. Okay, thank you guys. So now we can move on to the next team. Please wait as I share my slides. Okay, now we are going to move to the last team from Universitas Riau, Indonesia, to Miss Naila Gusni Zahira, Mr. Salmo Rizky, and Miss Risni Ramadhani. You may start sharing your materials now. The time and screen are yours.
For moderator, I'm very sorry. Can we meet like 10 minutes or maybe 5 minutes maybe?
Do you guys need help in sharing the screen? Because I can help you guys.
No, everything is fine. We still wait about the share screen. Okay.
Okay, we can see your screen. You guys can start now.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So we are from the university, including 3 people from the Riau University, and we are from Indonesia actually, and we are 3 people here wanna give you some perspective about our opinion about how the agriculture.
Guys, can you make the full screen? Can you make the slides to be full screen?
Okay, wait.
Okay, we can
Okay,
see your screen.
okay. Can you see our screen and my voice very
Yes.
clearly?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let me start. Okay, I'm very sorry about the problem because like it's had like a technical problem. Okay, I will start now. Okay, so we are from the Riau University. We are from Indonesia. Specifically, we are in one group. They are 3 friends in here. So my name is Salomo, and and I had another friends like Risni, Naila, and today we invite you to reflect to our agriculture is not a traditional sector, but as a rapidly evolving field where the younger generation play a crucial role. Okay, so agriculture is often seen as a physical, exhausting, and outdated, making it feel distant from modern aspiration. Because of this, we depend on it, but rarely see ourselves as part of it. So there's a question if you guys hear about my explanation. So the question is, does this perception still reflect today's reality? So We already know the reality that we already have been heard before. In reality, agriculture is the foundation of life. Every day, we rely on it for food and essential resources. Without agriculture, there's no food. And without food, there's no development, no innovation, and no civilization. It is not optional, it is essential. So, yet today, agriculture faces increasing pressure. By 2050, the population will reach 9.7 billion, requiring food production to rise by around 60%, while climate change continues to disrupt stability. This means the challenge is not only to produce more, but to do so efficiently and sustainability. But we had a problem actually. We had a problem in the crisis sector. At the same time, the number of farmers is declining, with most of over 50 years old, or we can see the presentation before, like under 50% is already is already old farmer, and fewer young people is still less to entering this sector. So this is creates an imbalance between growing demand and shrinking producers, leading to not only a food crisis, but also participation crisis. So the question becomes, there's one more question, who will feed the future? So this is where the youth become essential. Modern agriculture is driven by the technology, data, and innovation, transforming it into a more precise and efficient system. This aligns with the strength of today's generations and position agriculture not as a last option, but as a strategic opportunity. Okay, so how about we talk about the transformation? As agriculture involves farmers who become agripreneurs who integrate knowledge, technology, and business. This shift makes agriculture more dynamic, innovative, and relevant to the younger generations. So, how do we can give the solution about that? So the solution is very simple, like hydroponics. We already know actually what is the basic of the hydroponics actually. So hydroponics is one clear example of soil-less system that enables efficient, sustainable production in limited spaces with reduced water use. More than a method, it represents a modern entry point for youth to innovate and contribute. In this way, hydroponics becomes a gateway, not just to participate, but to shape the future of agriculture. Next, I would like my friend to continue the presentation. That's all from me, and thank you.
Okay, we're gonna talk about hydroponics, an ideal gateway for the younger generation. Agriculture is often stereotyped by the youth as a dirty or break-breaking profession. Hydroponics shatters this stigma, serving as a modern and relevant entry point for youth contribution. And the reason is, we can see alignment with the digital lifestyle. Hydroponic is perfectly suited for digital natives. Today, the system can be integrated with Internet of Things sensors, and young people can monitor acidity or pH and nutrient concentration via smartphone apps. And the next one is Flexible Innovation Lab. The younger generation thrives on experimentation, and hydroponics allows them to explore various techniques. And the third one is agripreneurship opportunities. Hydroponics offer a rapid cash flow cycle. At our campus, Universitas Riau, this has been implemented by successful students who build a career in hydroponics and become a producer. And the fourth one is environmental solution and healthy living. Sustainability, because hydroponics empower youth to reduce carbon emission from food logistics while promoting healthy lifestyle with urban communities. By growing food within their own cities, young people help reduce carbon emission. And that's why promoting healthy lifestyle within their communities. And then we're gonna talk about why hydroponics matters. With less land available and our climate changing, we need a smarter way to grow food. Hydroponics allows us to grow fresh, healthy produce using much less water and space, even in the middle of a busy city. It's a simple yet powerful solution for a greener and more sustainable future for all of us. we can growing without soil because agricultural land is decreasing due to urbanization and population growth. Soil quality is declining because of environmental degradation. Conventional farming becomes more limited and less reliable. So we can still grow plants without soil, and this hydroponics method is a great way to do it. And then with hydroponic, use up to 90% less water. Water resources are becoming increasingly limited globally, and conventional farming consumes much months of water, and climate change intensifies drought and water scarcity. And therefore, by using hydroponics, this will no longer be a reason for failing to contribute to the agriculture. And the third reason is hydroponics ecological superiority and high productivity. With hydroponic is a sustainable agricultural system that significantly minimizes the use of chemical pesticides, and the systems allows for maximum productivity in limited space. And then adaptive flexibility and climate resilience. This system possesses extraordinary adaptability as it can be implemented anywhere, including narrow areas or non-productive lands such as balconies, rooftops, or even tight urban alleys. Its primary strength lies in its climate independence. And since the growing environment, we can be fully controlled and food production can continue right now. And then hydroponic is efficiency as a form of contribution. Starting a contribution to the agricultural sector does not necessarily require owning hectares of land or investing in expensive heavy machines. Many young people feel discouraged from farming due to high costs, and however, hydroponics offer extraordinary flexibility. And by repurposing used materials such as plastic bottles, and one can build a productive and simple weak system. And regarding space, hydroponics excel at utilizing vertical area, and that this is proof that limitations are not barriers to becoming a food producer, and rather than just a consumer. And securing personal food supply, independence from home. This provides a dual advantage like nutritional quality and financial resilience.
Okay, so Naila, you can continue.
Now let's move from individual action to the bigger picture. We've seen how small-scale hydroponics can work. But imagine if this system will replicate across an entire city. When young people build this system together, we create an urban food hub, a network of local food production. This creates two major impacts. First, it reduces carbon footprints because food is produced locally, not transferred from far away. And the second, it opens agripreneurial opportunities, where young people can grow into supplier for cafe, restaurant, and supermarket. So from small effort, we create a large impact. Okay, next. And to scale this impact, we need smart system. By integrating IoT and artificial intelligence, hydroponics becomes a data-driven ecosystem. We can monitor plants in real time 24/7 just through our smartphones, leading to more accurate decisions, less human error, and higher productivity. This technology is essential if we want to meet global food demands in the future. Next. Okay, and so how does it work? Sensors collect data such as pH, nutrients, and temperature. This data is sent to a system where AI analyzes it and determines what the plants need. Then, the system automatically adjusts water and nutrients based on what the plant needs. And then this creates a continuous feedback loop that keeps plants in optimal condition at all times. Next. Okay, So this is not just theory, it's already happening in Riau, Indonesia, which is my country. Hydroponics has reduced dependence on vegetable supplies for other regions. Lettuce can now be harvested in just 25 to 28 days compared to 40 to 45 days in conventional farming. Even in high temperatures in Riau, the system can save up to 90% of water, which is crucial for local conditions, right? So this proves that hydroponics is both practical and impactful. Next. So what does this mean for us? Hydroponic is more than farming. It is a catalyst for modern agriculture. It creates opportunity where young people become job creators, not just job seekers. It also opens careers in IoT, nutrient management, and digital marketing. Most importantly, it strengthens food security by reducing dependence on import and ensuring a stable food supply. So by getting involved today, we are not only growing plants, we are growing solutions for the future. So that's all for me. I would like, all right, I'll pass it to Joe to wrap things up.
Okay, check. Okay, back to me. So there's maybe some word that I would to say. So the future of agriculture depends on how we act today. So let us move forward towards smart farming and a future of smart living, clean living. That's all for us, Riau University, Indonesia. That's all for me, and thank you so much. I will pass back to moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, team from Universitas Riau, for the very engaging yet insightful presentation. I really like the way you guys promote hydroponic, especially when probably some of the participants here may not be quite familiar with the implementation of hydroponics, and the way you guys promoted it to be used by younger generations are quite amazing. Okay, now we can move on to the next session. You guys can stop screen sharing now. Okay, I will go back to share my slides. Please wait. Okay, now we are going to move on to the next session, which is the Q&A session. Okay, please wait.
Okay, so moderator, I want to ask, are we able to answer the question, or we still wait for the other people to put
Yes,
down
please wait.
the question?
We are going to move into the Q&A session, but apparently I'm still sharing my slides, so please wait a second.
Okay, moderator, thank you.
Okay, Chef, maybe I can help you with that. Please wait for a second. Could you guys see my screen now? Okay, could you guys see my screen now? Okay, wait for a second.
Yes.
Okay. Wait for a minute. Okay. Okay, so I think we're still waiting for Shafira to rejoin the Zoom. So I would like to handle this sessions for the Q&A sessions. Okay, guys. Okay, let's move on to the second sessions of our questions. Okay, so for the first questions, wait for a second. Let me read the questions first. Okay, so I'm sorry. Do you guys have any questions before to the Universidad team? You asked the questions before, right? Regarding the Q&A sessions? Yeah, so I will help to read the questions first, and then later you can answer it after I read the questions. Okay, so for the first questions, okay, so for the first questions, I'd like to read the questions from. Okay, so from Johanna. So the question is for Copy State team. Okay, so for Copy State team, thank you so much for the insightful presentations. I would like to ask two questions regarding. So the first questions, you explained the difference between traditional and modern farming. In the modern era right now, do you think traditional farming is still relevant and why? So, and the presentation says modern agriculture includes science, business, and technology. Which of these areas do you think is the most important for young people to learn and why? And yeah, do you like to answer the first question first, and then I will follow it by the second questions later. Okay, so okay.
Good afternoon, I am Fernie from the CAPSU. So I'd like to answer the question number one first. As um, traditional farming is still very relevant, while modern agriculture brings efficiency and innovation. Traditional practices provide sustainability, resilience, and local wisdom. Many traditional methods such as crop rotation, organic fertilization, and indigenous knowledge help maintain soil health, biodiversity, and environmental balance. So these practices are also often low cost and accessible, especially for small farmers. And so the best approach to it is not choosing over the other, but integrating traditional knowledge with modern technology. And this is the combination that creates a more sustainable and productive and climate resilient agricultural system. And for the question number two,
Okay, so for the second questions, the presentation says modern agriculture includes science, business, and technology. Which of these areas do you think is the most important for young people to learn and why?
come again, please.
Again, okay. So for the second questions, so the presentation says modern agriculture includes science, business, and technology. Which of these areas do you think is the most important for young people to learn and why?
From Capiz State University, Burias campus, Raisalyn Sardania speaking, ma'am. I will be the one to answer the question.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, if I had to pick one, I'd say science, but only by a small margin because all three need each other, right? So here's why science edges out of those three. First, science is the foundation of everything. You cannot use technology well or run a farm business if you don't understand why plants grow, how soil works, what pests actually do. So science gives you the knowledge to solve problems instead of just following trends. And second, science drives innovation. Climate change, food security, and sustainability all need new solutions. Drought-resistant crops, biochar from coconut waste, better fertilizers, those breakthroughs come from science. And third, tech or technology and business depends on it. A drone is useless if you don't know what data to collect. And a business plan fails if you don't know your crops really yield potential. So science makes the other two smarter. And that's the best young agri leaders mix all three, use science to understand, tech to scale, and business to sustain. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss, for for a good answer. Okay, I would like to go to the next questions. So for okay, for a second. Okay, so for the next questions, I would like to invite Universitas Riau team to answer the questions. So this question is also coming from Johanna. So thank you so much for the great presentations, Universitas Riau team. I would like to ask some questions. So, okay, for the first questions, the slides mentioned that the world population will reach 9.7 billion and food production must increase by 60%. In your opinion, is this target realistic? And what challenge might stop us from achieving it? You may answer the questions for the first questions.
Okay, thank you for the moderator for my opportunity to answer that, and thank you, Johanna, for your question. That's a very good question actually, and okay, I would like to answer first. So it can be realistic actually, but not just by producing more food. We also need to fix efficiency, and we know maybe in Indonesia actually there had some efficiency also, and we had to fix that before we can think another far away from that. And because a lot of food also is still waste before it reach consumers. And maybe like we have to have reflection about our country itself. There are many challenges maybe in the world and specifically in Indonesia actually. The first is climate change from droughts, floods, or unpredictable weather, and also limited resources like land or water. So they like that. And also, like I said before, and food waste and poor distribution systems. And the last is technology gaps, specifically for small farmers. So the challenges is not only increasing production, but also managing food better and making the system more efficient. But maybe when we talk about how do we can make the solution about the challenges, okay, maybe, and I think it addressed back on these challenges actually. It really comes back to our awareness and our mindset. We should not underestimate agriculture actually and be overly skeptical about it. Instead, we need to start to think about it that seeing agriculture as a promising sector for the future. With the right awareness, innovation, and willingness to be involved, especially from the younger generations, these challenges can be gradually overcome. Okay, that's all for me. Can you continue, Maria?
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Is there any member? Is there any your member team you want to answer the questions, or is it enough from your team?
Okay, I think for my team it's already enough. Only me that
Okay.
answer it.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so maybe for the second questions, also from Johanna. So for your team also, you explained the concept of agropreneurship. How is being an agropreneur different from being a traditional farmer? And can it be more relevant to the youth?
Okay, thank you, moderator, for for your opportunity to me answer this question, and thank you also for Johanna about your question. It's very good actually, and I think the word of agropreneurship is very new for me because I'm not from the agriculture students because I'm from the marine sector actually. But I tried to answer it in my version. Okay, I hope Johanna can accept my answer. So basically, agropreneur is a traditional farmer focused on production, while an agropreneur also thinks about the business side, processing, marketing, and selling. So if you ask, are these relevant to the young people? Actually, this is more relevant to the youth because it involves technology and innovation, like I said before. However, not everyone can easily become an entrepreneur due to limited access to the capital and knowledge. So I think it's more acceptable to the youth to get into the agropreneur. But like I said before in the first, we have to change our mindset to receiving that agro technology or agriculture is the promising sector in the future. Maybe that's all for me. I pass back to the moderator. Thank you.
Nice. Okay, thank you so much for the great answer. I hope it's answering your questions, Johanna. Okay, so for the next questions, I would like to invite Capi State University team to answer questions from Kasipe. So for Capi State University, why does our generation still see agriculture as boring, for the poor and with no future, when in reality it could be one of the most important and opportunity filled careers today? Okay, you may answer the questions.
Hello, good afternoon. I would like to answer that question. So why does our generation still see agriculture as boring, for the poor and with no future? So this perception comes from a mix and outdated stereotypes and lack of exposure. Because for many years, agriculture has been portrayed as manual, low income, isolated from rural poverty. At the same time, young people are more exposed to urban lifestyles, like technology and more white
Very proud one. The members of the
and
professional.
rewarding for them. So another reason for this is the limited visibility of success stories in agriculture. When we rarely see young farmers, agri-entrepreneurs, or innovators highlighted in media, right? So the field appears less appealing for them, for the youth. And however, this perception is changing agriculture today because it is evolving into a high-tech and opportunity-rich sector involving innovations like precision farming, biotechnology, and agribusiness and digital marketing. So the challenge is not the agriculture has no future, but it is that many young people are not yet aware of its transformation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss, for the great answer. Okay, okay, so I hope it's answering your questions, Miss Kasipe. Okay, for the next question, we will have a question from Mr. Melton Toliko. I think the question will be answering for the Capi State University also. So you mentioned earlier that if there is no agriculture, no food. Okay, wait a second. I think this kind of same with the. Okay, I think it's kind of same, pretty similar with the previous questions. I would like to change the questions. Okay, wait for a second. Okay, so for Capi State University, again, so the question is from Mr. Juran Patrick Cheers. So what challenge do young people face in agriculture, and how can they overcome this to make a meaningful difference? Because young generations nowadays are degrading this kind of subject. They have this kind of mentality saying it's just an agriculture, not knowing that it's not just an agriculture, because being youth future agriculture is they build future economy for a better world to eat and produce a product that is helpful for the societies. So how do you encourage younger generations that it's not just an agriculture?
Yes, from the Capi State University, Raisalyn Sordania talking again, ma'am. Many students still picture agriculture as backbreaking work under the sun with little pay or with no future, and that image is outdated. Modern agriculture is no longer just farming, it's science, business, and technology rolled into one of the most important and opportunity-filled fields of our time. And first, agriculture today is driven by innovation. So young people who love tech can work with drones that map fields, sensors that monitor soil health, and AI that predicts crop disease. So those who are interested in science can develop climate resilient seeds, biochar from coconut wastes, or vertical farms in the city. This isn't old-fashioned work. It's the front line of solving hunger, climate change, and sustainability. Agriculture lets you apply STEM skills to real-world problems that matters. Second, agriculture is a business with massive growth potential. Food will always be in demand. Careers now extend beyond the farm to agribusiness, food processing, global trade, and digital marketing. You can run up or start up selling produce online, manage export of Philippine coconuts, or build an agritourism sites. And third, agriculture offers purpose and impact. Few careers let you directly feed families, restore environment, and uplift rural communities. At the same time, for all those students who will be coming in agriculture, who wants a job with meaning, agriculture really delivers. It connects you to your community, your culture, and of course, to the earth, the planet. And finally, the world needs you. So agriculture really needs future agriculture students, because over 50% of farmers are near retirement, yet only for 15% of farmers are under 35. So if youth like us don't step in, who will grow our food tomorrow or on the future? So the sector needs fresh energy to merge traditional wisdom with modern tools. And agriculture is no longer a fallback career. It's a choice for innovators, entrepreneurs, and change makers. If you want a career that is future-proof, high-tech, and deeply meaningful, then agriculture is really waiting for them, for all the future students. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss. Okay, so I hope it's encouraged the younger generation, yeah, to think that agriculture is not just an agriculture, but it also can give a really big impact to the world and also the future. Okay, thank you so
That's
much, Miss.
it.
Okay, so maybe for the last questions, I would like to invite the University Riau team to answer the questions. Okay, so basically the questions coming from me. I kind of curious about one question. So, okay, let me type the question so you can read it on the chat box too. Okay, so what made you personally guys interested in agriculture or hydroponics despite the common stereotype that it's not for young people? You may answer the questions. Okay. Because as we know that most of the time, like nowadays, people think people who build the hydroponics or doing the hydroponics is coming from the old generations, not coming from the young generations. Like my mother, or maybe like my neighbors, it's also already like maybe like 50 age right now, and they really like to do the hydroponics. But for young people, I think it's kind of rare for us to doing the hydroponics. So what made you guys personally interested in agriculture or hydroponics? Okay, if you guys want to answer, you may unmute your voice first. It's okay, guys. Or you can also give your personal opinion about these questions. Okay, so who want to answer the questions from the University Riau team? Okay, guys, from the University Riau team, do you guys want to answer the questions now?
Can you give us like maybe 5 minutes to answer it first to discuss it?
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Or
Okay.
do you guys want to answer like another questions? We already have the other.
We
Okay,
are
maybe.
still thinking about we have to discuss first. Okay, wait, yeah.
Okay. I will give you guys about maybe like 3 minutes, yeah, to think about the answer. Okay, so for the next questions, wait for a second. Okay, so I will invite maybe the Capital State University team first to answer the next questions. So the next question is coming from Mr. Kasipe. So he have second questions. How can we inspire today's gadget-focused generation to see agriculture not as an outdated or boring, but as a modern, innovative, and meaningful path worth choosing? Okay.
I will be the one to answer that, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Yes, Raisalin Sardania again. So let's rebrand agriculture from boring to cutting edge. Agriculture gets a bad rap. Many students still see it as sweaty, old-fashioned work with no future. That view comes from outdated perceptions, the image of a farmer with a carabao and no tech. But that's not today's reality. Number one, agriculture is now a high-tech field. Farms today use drones to scan crops or disease, AI to predict weathers and yields, and as what I mentioned earlier, sensors that tells you exactly when to water. Vertical farms grow vegetables in city buildings with LED lights or LED lights. Blockchain tracks coffee farms or coffees from farm to cup. This isn't your grandfather's farming. So second, it's a real path out of poverty. When done with science and business, agriculture creates wealth. Young agripreneurs in the Philippines now export organic coconuts, run online veggie shops, or build farm tourism sites that earns more than office jobs. And government's data shows agribusiness and food processing are among the fastest growing rural enterprises. The problem here isn't the field, it's access to knowledge and markets. And third, it's major job sector for the future. With climate change and food security as global crisis, the world needs more food grown smarter. So the UN projects millions of new jobs in sustainable agriculture, agri-tech, and green supply chains by 2030. Over 50% of Filipino farmers are above 55 years old. And the next generation won't just fill jobs. They will redesign the whole system. And
Okay, thank you so
the bottom line here, ma'am, is agriculture isn't boring. It's where STEM, business, and sustainability collides to feed the world with what we need to tell that story better.
Yes, exactly. Okay, thank you so much, Miss, once again for the great answer. Okay, so for the University Riau team, have you prepared the answer?
Okay, check.
Yes.
Can you hear my voice? Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I wanna answer first maybe from Chacha question. Thank you for the question, Chacha. Your question is very outstanding, and it it can in Indonesia we can say menyinggung as a young people. So based on your question, you say that what made you personally interested in agriculture or hydroponic despite the common stereotype that it's not for young people. Actually, in my position as a young people, I see that uh actually agriculture is like a promise in the future things. Like we know like many innovation can we put in like technology such as another innovation that can combine technology and sustainable that can make some promise prospect in the future. So it can make some apa some it can make a new job sector for us as a young people to make a green job sector. So I think it's yeah, that's my interesting about agriculture. And I want to answer also about the Muhammad Sesai say what AI tools we can use. Basically, we are trying to explain to you all the participant how our perspective in hydroponics can support the agriculture. Okay, so in our experience, we never do that actually. We never do some AI tools to make some monitoring or maybe to monitor the soil, to monitor the detect plant or disease. But actually, in our study literature that we do, Basically, you can use like a common AI to use that, and you can combine it also. Like maybe we already know that a common AI that used in the world, yeah, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, but there's a coding system you had to add because it's not on my sector, so I cannot tell you the furthermore about it. So yeah, maybe I will throw out to the forum. Maybe other forum can answer this question about the AI tools, because basically I'm a marine science and my friend is from the agricultural student. Maybe that's all for me. I pass by to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for the great answer. Okay, so is there any one of your member want to answer a question, or it's enough?
Okay, maybe I wanna add like one I see like one people from Rio say that I wanna tell you before to Rio, Jane, Yaneza. They say that instructor taught us the hydroponic isn't actually feasible. Maybe in another things, yeah, it's not feasible, but it's feasible to another people or another country that hasn't more area to make and some agriculture like in our country, specifically in our state in Riau, there's no space left to make some agriculture. Either if you know, in Indonesia, you most hear about the sawit or the coconut tree. In Riau state, actually more often they plant some coconut tree, either they agriculture. So in our state also in Riau, hydroponic is very feasible, but it's not very beneficially because it makes like a slow profit lah. Maybe I want to add like that, and just me to respond that. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay, thank you so much for your great answer regarding the questions. I hope it's answering all of your questions, guys. Okay, since it's already 4 o'clock, guys, I would like to close the Q&A session. Once again, thank you so much for the Capital State University team and also
Thank you.
University Riau team for your great presentations and to answering all of these questions. Okay, so for the next session, I would like to invite Shafira again to handle these events. Okay, Shafira.
Okay, thank you very much, Kak Caca, for handling the Q&A session. I apologize, everyone. I think I got a trouble with my connection earlier. Okay, I see that the Q&A was very engaging and very interactive. And once again, I would like to thank all of the team for today's event, from Malaysia's team, Thailand team, Indonesia team, and also the Philippines team for bringing this topic. This very important topic for all of us, especially the younger generation. Okay, now we can move on to the next session, which is the group photo. So please, everyone here, open your camera and also use the virtual background that our college has provided in the chat box. I will wait 30 seconds for everyone to prepare before we take the group photo. Okay, in the meantime, I would like to tell everyone that we have an Instagram account. It's pasita.education. You guys can find us on Instagram to search more of our informations about upcoming program and also events. Thank you, guys. Okay, I see that some of you guys here have opened your camera. I would like for my college to help me take the group photo, and I will start the countdown. Okay, everyone, we can start now. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, next slide. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, thank you very much, everyone who have participated in the group photo. And once again, I would like to say my gratitude to all the speakers who have attended this event. Thank you for making this event very remarkable. And also for the participants, please don't forget to fill in the attendance link that my college will share in the chat box. Okay, everyone, I think that is all from us. Thank you, and we'll see you guys in another event. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Miss Shafira. Thank you,
Yes,
and
thank you.
take care. Nice meeting you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you as well.
Thank you so much, everyone.